my beautiful ignited soul. So I'm doing the second part on Moses. Okay, it's the third video, but second part on this. And we have talked about Moses actually is within you. And the whole story of Moses is actually the same story of Adam and Eve eating of the fruit, or Jesus Christ with the disciples, but I will cover that again another time. But I just hope you can see the correlation about food and eat, and it's all about the number 8, which is the symbol of infinity, which also equals God. Now we also see how God is in you, and of course it's like it's all around food. And this is why we are breaking the law of silence now with a cup of tea. Cup of tea. Okay, so we're now on this tea break, I call it, breaking the law of silence, because now is the time for it's as if this is it. It's as if all the foods or the eating that we have done has been processed to its maximum, you could say, because it's like you see flour, time and time, but it's like it's been so refined now. We are able to see all the different stages of that processing that has happened, and now we are being permitted to take whatever we want out of all this, all what is happening. But remember, people, as we say that we are the food itself, it's no wonder people are eating people and God knows whatever is happening. And food, it's like we are God processing God. That's how that's and there is an image that just came, but it hadn't come out in the word form as meaning to say. So it's like we have processed every part of ourselves so we can see where we are at. We can see what needs fixing. If when we say fixing, where we're at. Oh, so for instance, when you put food in your mouth, and this is the first part of the digestive process, see when it gets into each part of our makeup, this is what happens. This is God. Now, I'm not saying that there are not different aspects to God, yes, but I am saying the stories that we have been given, this happens in and without, within and without. And it's important that we understand the different levels of processes that construct our makeup, that makes us who we are. This is why we are, as I say, addicted to food. So this is the second part. Now, what I have seen, and I hope if you have stumbled on this by chance, that you watch the first part or the first two videos. The first one would be about, it's entitled, Let's Look at Things a Different Way. How about seeing this a different way? Something to that effect, a different perspective or from a different angle or something like this. This is what Paul was saying, that we need to begin to look at the stories. Paul was saying, look at the story of Jesus. This is why he was saying we need to die with Christ. Dying with Christ is about the opening the third eye, the crystal, the kundalini, the igniting or activating your kundalini, and so on. So this is what it's about. We are talking about Moses seeing the fire, and he is actually the Lord part of him is actually wanting to pay attention to understand that fire that was happening. This is why how he was able to get with the commandments. Thou shalt not eat, not not commit adultery, all these, and he came up with 10 commandments. Now these 10 commandments was actually in correlation with what I call, well not I call, which is what is like a nation or a people in the story as the Hittites. The Hittites. So the Hittites were here, which is 37 equals 37, which is 10, and 10 correlates perfectly with Genesis of chapter 1 verse 3, where we see the said God, the third God, is saying, let there be light. This is where light was happening. Light, this is why we say light-hearted. This is the Hittites actually. Sorry, it's not the Hittites. It's the Amorites. The Amorites equals 37. This is when you're looking onto a different angle. Here, of course, the Hittites were 1138. Right here, I have done a lot on 38. Or if the Hittites would be like the five gods, would be, it's like gods on top of gods. The eights on top of eights. Thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. And we had this 10, thou shalt not. Of course, we see that comes to 37. The word perfect actually equals 37. And I have also done, if we look at 1 and say that we look at just 1, this would equal 7, which is where we see 7 is creation. Right here. And this creation is infinite in the sense of looking at 10 as 1, or NE, equals 16. Of course, for those of you who are new to this, add this 16. Of course, 16, if we were to do 1 again, like 1, singular, like a scientist, of course, would be looking at every cell and splitting the neuron and so on, which is how we are learning more about ourselves. The more we scale down, fine tune, we are seeing more of what we are created. So this 1 again would also be giving us a 16 here, just as we have 16. And if we did 6, the word 6, SIX, also gives us 16 people. It also gives us 16. So if we have all these 16s and 16s and 16s and 16s, here I am letting you into the secret that the number 16 is indeed endless and very powerful. And so, of course, if we also look at 16 as adding 1 plus 6, this gives us 7. This is how we see we were created in 7 days, or creation was done in 7 days. The word 7, of course, we see Mother Eve is in the middle. There we see how we get even this. There is so much happening here. This is again about the serpent. This is about the serpent. Okay, so I want to show that here, as I said before, this is like the Egyptians representing the root chakra. Root. The Canaanites representing the reproductive chakra, which is, so we have the sacral, R-E-L or A-L? A-L. Okay, the sacral. And we have so Canaanites is the sacral. I'll just be using, if I put, say, R for root and S, this may repeat itself, we don't know. Because we have the solar plexus as well. So we have the Hittites would be the solar plexus. So when you feel something in your solar plexus, so another S here. Then we have the heart chakra, which is the Amorites, So let's say the H for heart chakra. And we will do another video on this. By the way, please remember to like and subscribe and share these videos. While I don't say this often enough, but I am attempting now. Just you can do this right now. Okay, all right. And so, and thank you. And we have the parasites, for instance, which equals 69. Let's take these eight. That's all. There's something I want to show again. Okay, so parasites is 63, so this is 9. And let's look at this. Canaanites is 33, so this is 6. So this would be 11, so this is the master number. We have another master number here as well, which is where, as we said, this is where Christ died. You could see at the sacral point. Of course, this is like saying, okay, the root chakra, we have the sacral. Christ dies at 33. He comes in at this point as Jesus, but he needs to be realized. So your name already carries the vibration of the process that you go through. But we all, as I have showed, come and cover this point here. Okay, the parasites now is the we had the heart chakra is the throat chakra, so which is 9, so it's the voice. I think voice actually equals 9. So we have the throat chakra, so let's have T here. And then we have the Hivites, which is the third eye. So of course the third eye, and we have the crown chakra. So let's put another T here for the third eye, and we have C for the crown chakra. So this is what I feel is happening here. We have another 11 here and 9 here. So we have 2 9s, 2 11s, the 10. We have 8, which is where we... So in essence, every time we are beginning a new cycle, just like every time we have a meal and we eat, or a cup of tea and we drink, or we can make a reference that we ate, then we are actually creating a new cycle. Or you could say consciously we could be breaking or forming new cycles. It's like cells. Of course, we lose cells and we create new cells. So basically, this is, I feel, is very important that we understand this, to understand our makeup, that we are actually a representation of God working through us. And like saying that we were created in God's image, the word image also equals 8. So we could see that we are 8s on top of 8s, 8s beside 8s, 8s all around 8s. And also getting the image of all these hair, of cells, or and this is this is what we are. Okay, now I'm going to add this up and see what number we get, and then we could see what sense we make of this. Okay, so here we have, for instance, 11 plus 11, 22, and we do this like and 32, so we'll cancel this here, 32, this is 32, and 9 plus 9, 18, 19, 24, this would be 32, I think. Am I counting like this and having the same thing again, 32, 42? Did I just do that? Okay, so I'm going to do that again. So 22 plus 10 is 32. So this is what we have here, 32. Then I had 9 plus 9, 18. And of course 6, 18, 19, 20, 24. So 24, let's just do that. 24 plus 8. Yeah, this is correct. It's 32. I mean, people, this is what happens. Synchronicity happens without thinking about it. That's when you just know you're in flow. And, the gods are just working now. So this is 64. 6 plus 4 is 10. And so what we see here is being revealed to us. 10, as I said, I showed the Amorites equals 10. That's the heart. But the heart in itself is showing us like it's like everything is in the heart. So everything that we have counted comes to 10 as well, shows us that everything is in the heart again. Now when we do this 10, this equals, which is 2, 5, 5, this equals 12. And so we see that even in the story of Moses, not even, this is where it's all began again, or we have digested, if you like, the essence of the 12 tribes. We see that in the story of Moses, there was Aaron. Aaron, the high priest, had to wear this breastplate that had all the 12 tribes of Israel before going into the sacred chambers and so on. So we see the number 12 also is very pinnacle in all these teachings here, or the 12 zodiac signs and 12 hours of the day, the 12 months of the year, the 12 whatever, all 12s that we get is happening right here. This is creation happening within us, right here within us, people. And the 12 vertebra, whatever, some of course argue whether it's 13 or whatever, but we have all this here. All this is showing us, teaching us who we are. It is not just external. When we hear these stories or read of them, how about we take time to say, how is that working within me? How is that mirrored within me? Because if as within, so without, as above, so below, how is that being reflected in me? So, for instance, we see the number 6 is actually like Genesis. The word Genesis is 33, or people is 33, or person is 33. 3 plus 3 is 6. We see also 4 is like, as we say, the 4 direction, the 4 elements, the 4 seasons, and so on, and all what 4 represents. Your two arms, your legs together, like we see the symbol of Jesus Christ on the cross. That's 4, north, south, east, west. This is really what the story is about, people. Now, of course, because for lack of understanding, or we see this is played within, without, because some people or the universe have had to give us the external representation for us to begin to make sense. But when we understand that we are the 7 chakras, which is again representing like the serpent, this is what we see 7 here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The story of Moses saying or talking about moving from Egypt and taking the children. And this is talking about the nations or a people. If I can get it, see where I can, and I can actually, is it on verse 3 again, or chapter 3? It'd be nice to get it. Again, this is happening in verse 8, people. This is verse 8 of chapter 3 of Exodus. This is what I'm talking about. We are in 8. Now, I had not paid attention to the verse number yet, but it says, I am come. I No, and I am come. I am. So I am. This is this. This is the 14 gods right here. This is actually 1 4. 1 4 equals 5. And if we add this together, 5 plus 9 equals 14. This is our 14 gods. And of course, 1 plus 4 is 5. This is the Christ. This is the 5 pyramid. This is the 5 senses. This is the 5 anchor, home, house. And all those things are used, or this is life. All those things are used to teach us about where we are. 5. Okay. So I'm hoping you get this, but I really want to emphasize on the number 14 because there is a lot happening. This is where we are now having the two serpents, you could say. This is the double helix. This is what we are talking about, working together, forming 5. Okay. So I am come on chapter 3 of Exodus, verse 8, and I am come down to deliver. So not I come down, I am come down to deliver them. Them is 10 people. Them is 10 out of the hand of the Egyptians, meaning the root chakra, and to bring them up. So the root chakra can't go any lower. It has to be up out of that land. That land, the word that, THT, and land, people, which is again 8 letters, which is telling us about the whole here. And that is 2812315 and this is 1013, and also this is 13 people. This is often referred to as he in the Bible. He who created, he. 13 and 13 is 26. 2 plus 6 is 8, which again often is seen as the land, like Abraham, the brain, representing the brain again, people. 8, or everything that contains 8. So this is what we are talking about here. And so let's continue on 8. Okay, so it's bringing you out, out of the land of the Egyptians. So, of course, coming out of the land of the Egyptians, that land, and it specifies that land is of the Egyptians, which is 44, which is unto a good land. Good land. And it's a large land, so it is a large. It says, and a large, and unto the land flowing with milk and honey. We often hear people speak about it's the sacral or milk and honey when you have a Kundalini experience. Okay, onto the place of the Canaanites. So it's the place of the Canaanites. Of course, we have said the Canaanites is 33, which is a place of people, a place of person, a place of recognizing on all this here, that place of reproduction is also happening here. Okay, so this is the step or stages that will happen there, and it's specifying the places, the points, the chakras. So a place of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites. So people, all this is stating exactly the journey, what is required of us to be able to understand ourselves and see who we are. By seeing who we are, we are seeing the Creator in each and every one of us. All what we are seeing is all the emblem or all reflection of the Creator. But when you open your third eye, you are being in that large place. That large, it's a land and it's large, meaning you are now able to use more of your brain. You're able to see the different dimensions. You're able to move from one dimension to another. This is what it is about. And of course, you are breaking from one cycle, you're moving into another. You understand that you ate it and you can break it, because that's the process of eating. When you eat, the food breaks down, it breaks down and breaks down, and all this breaking is the cycles that we are required to break in our growth patterns, in our evolution. We are breaking and building. That's why the Bible is always speaking about breaking, building, with Ezekiel, the bones burning, and all of those things here. So this is what we are talking about. And so I feel that I have done, I have covered most of what I wanted to. Oh, there's one small point here. I thought that I would, okay, I feel that I have elaborated enough on showing that Genesis, which equals 33. So basically, this is where we begin our journey, our real journey. After breaking that cycle, breaking the law of silence, we begin with that 33. This is where the children of Israel were screaming, crying, dying, all kinds of things were happening. Of course, we learn about the Red Sea, crossing the Red Sea. This is just like Jesus Christ, of course, at 33, the age 33, across the Red Sea. This is all about the process, with the process of dying. This is all happening within us. Okay, so I thought that of course, we have said Genesis equals 6, and person and people and police of course guide as well. So you could see this is all happening within us. We have we have our immune system acts as the police within us. All of those things are happening within us, and I believe that this also have other correlations, but I'm feeling right now, this is what I'm guided to teach, that Moses is actually representing the journey of having your kundalini activated, your third eye activated. Okay, and I thought, yes, that I would take all the common letters in each of these here, which is I. Let's see, the first one is EITS, and so each of these you will see EITS, and so EITS, EITS, and all of these have EITS. And let's see what this gives us. And it sounds like it's as well, doesn't it? It sounds like it's, which is perhaps why here we have all these it's when it comes to food takeaway. There's food has been there, it's constructed in such way that we take this thing for granted. Okay, so this is 9, 10, 15, 16, 17 people. This again is like saying all these chakras here, all these which were considered, whether people, nations, or whatever it is, in the story of Moses, is showing us that Moses is the construct or is embedded in each of these. Moses is in each of these. And here, this is coinciding with the word lie. You can make whatever sense you want of it, which is 395. This is again 17. Just like God, which equals 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. And just like Moses equals 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. So, people, I just felt I had to show this. Break the law of silence. This is a truth. When we buy into all the stories of the Bible, this is happening within us. As within, so without. Understand who you are. What is the Red Sea? The Red Sea is letting go of the vices, letting go of all those things. That's what the drowning of the pharaohs, meaning when crossing the Red Sea was happening. The Red Sea in this sense is like if you went onto a 7-day, say vegan or vegetarian eating and so on, you would be cleansing, meaning you're not allowing the red meat or the swine or whatever to come through. You are allowing this root chakra to take its root, be ignited, take its root in your heart. So there is lots I feel I have said here. I will obviously decompartmentalize this and have segments of this, so we can enjoy the eats. Okay, thank you. Remember to like and subscribe and share and stay ignited.